All right, good morning, Sports and Coffee. I am back to Parallax Football's Kenny Stabler's 1973 first year as a starter. There were a couple here I did not record because the Chiefs and the Broncos I did not record. I thought the Raiders would finish really strong here. However, the Chiefs bit us and beat us 26-21. Stabler threw 3 touchdowns and an interception in that game, but we could not get the job done. The final game of the year, we tied the Broncos 10-10. We finished the season 10-3-1. Real life, the Raiders finished 9-4-1. So that's pretty cool. Stabler had a touchdown in this game. So Stabler, how did he finish his replay? He finished 9-1-1 in my replay, threw 13 touchdowns, 9 interceptions for 1,826 yards. In real life, Kenny Stabler went 8-2-1. 14 touchdowns, 10 interceptions with 1,997 yards. The touchdowns and interceptions are derived from actual play. The yardage is derived from a very simple formula. That is a ratio of yardage per touchdown interception. So for those who want to know how I got 1826, I take the real life Stabler of 14 and 10, add those together for 24, divide 1997 by 24, that gave me 83 yards per event. And then I just multiply that 83 by what I got in my replay, that gives me the yardage, right? So for those who are curious how I derive the yardage, I know that he threw 13 TDs in my actual play. He also threw 9 interceptions in my actual play. So, and I know the real life Kenny Stabler had a TD or an interception per 83 yards. So I just multiply my replay numbers by the same real life 83 yards, and I get what he would have done yardage-wise, 1826. Now I could have recorded statistics for these, and he would not have been close to 1826 because I play possessions. So the possessions will get scores right. Possessions will produce touchdowns, turnovers, and scores correctly, but you're never going to get enough plays. Generally, you're never going to get enough plays to get perfect yardage. But I will get enough data to get proper touchdowns. So what's very cool is my first full season replay. Oh, not full season. Remember, I started when Kenny Stabler started. So my first full season replay outside of my play testing and sharing some example games on the channel, I was able to wrap this up pretty quickly. And it comes out pretty close. In real life, the Raiders finished 9-4-1. In my replay, they finished 10-3-1. They had a real life 23-23 game against the Broncos. We beat the Broncos in a kick return for a touchdown. Here, we actually tied the Broncos in the end, 10-10. Stabler threw a touchdown. He avoided it, but we had a punt return fumble in this game, and we had a Davis fumble in this game. So we had a couple of turnovers that really stopped us from winning this game. So we ended up basically a half game off because we beat the Steelers. So in real life, the Raiders lost to the Steelers in the regular season. We beat the Steelers in the regular season, and that's the difference in this record, really, is that we beat the Steelers and we did not beat them. And we tied the Broncos. As we tied and beat the Broncos in real life. We also did in this. It's just the games were kind of reversed. We managed a total of 10 points against the Broncos in 2 games. So those were tough battles. All right. So with that being said, we will actually host the Steelers, who are 9-5. Again, in real life, the Steelers finished 10-4, but because we beat them in the replay, that would make them 9-5. So the Steelers will be coming to our house. They are 9-5 and 10-3-1 Raiders. But I'm really thrilled. Again, real life, Stabler finished 8-2-1 as a starting quarterback with 14 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. In my replay, he finished 9-1-1, 13 TDs, 9 interceptions. Unbelievably, really close, just really close. I started this entire project on 3/26. It is 4/12, so in less than a month, I have wrapped up these 11 games. I've wrapped up these 11 games in less than a month. Now I will play the Steelers at the Raiders for this playoff game. All right, so that brings everybody up to speed on how Stabler did. So in real life, Stabler had a brilliant starting campaign, led the Raiders to a division title and to a playoff run, and was elected to the Pro Bowl. In my replay, I would argue the same thing would occur. Stabler goes 9-1-1 as the starter with 13-9. I think he would probably, again, get a Pro Bowl nod. So I think so far it's almost uncannily close. And again, yardage, I just used Kenny Stabler's real-life yards per event and multiplied it by what I got in my replay, and that gave me an idea how many yards he threw for, right? So I don't have to tally yards. As long as I get proper touchdowns and interceptions from my actual play, I can pretty much determine what yardage that would be simulated. Okay, so I am playing this full bore. We will be using a static point of attack, and I will be using offense and defensive play calling. So I will automate offensive and defensive play calling between Chuck Noll and John Madden. We are in Oakland for this game. Oakland did win the Steelers failed to win the coin toss, so Oakland chose to take the ball, which means the Steelers will get the ball to start the second half. And here we go, folks. The last time these two teams met, the Raiders needed 5 field goals to beat them 15-3. We just managed to shut their running game down, and that was the difference in the game. Again, there's a good chance today, barring turnover, I'm hoping we can repeat that. All right, the Raiders are going to return this out to the 27. And here we go. Let's find out what John Madden and company do. So John Madden's going to run the ball versus balance, 53. Raiders are running on the C charts against the Steeler defense, 53. 53 is going to be a 3-yard run. The Raiders have no modifier in the point of attack. 1, 2, 3, up to the 30, second down. First carry for Hubbard. It's going to be run versus pass, 66. It's going to be a breakaway. We're looking at B charts because they have the wrong defense, long. So a breakaway for Smith. He's going to break away for 34. 10, 20, 30. 1, 2, 3, 4. And Smith, on the second carry of the game, rips off a 34-yard run. Smith leaves the game for Davis, and the Raiders are moving the rock now. Again, I'm sure Madden counseled Stabler on wearing down the Steelers' front seven before he starts getting a little risky with the ball, especially after his performance against the Chiefs. Not the Chiefs, with the Oilers, in which he didn't play. He didn't score a touchdown or interception. He just pounded the rock. So we're kind of gonna. We'd like to see them have the same kind of game plan against the Steelers. Is what I'm trying to get at. We're gonna run versus pass again. So the Raiders are gonna be looking at the B chart. 41. It's gonna be a 1-yard run. Second down. So we've run 3 straight times with 3 different backs. It's going to be pass versus balance. So the Raiders are going to drop back here. Kenny Stabler on a drop back pass against the balanced defense. We're looking at the D chart. And I rolled a 14. 14 is going to be incomplete. 3rd down and 9. Stabler on a play action. 3rd and 9. What do? They're going to run versus run. 42 on the D charts now because they are in the right defense. 42 is a 2-yard carry. I'm going to assume Kenny the Snake Stabler was flushed from the pocket, runs for 2. 4th down, we can kick a field goal. Remember, we beat them with 5 field goals in the first game. It looks like we may have to repeat that performance to win this. 33. This would be a 40-yarder, but we're looking at the 33-yard line. We need to not roll a 5 or a 6. Nope. Blanda will miss. Blanda, by the way, in the Bronco game, missed 2 kicks. So again, we might have beaten the Broncos in the final week, but he missed 2. This is a 40-yarder. Field goal attempt, no good. So the Raiders drive down the field, give the ball back. 5, 6, 7 at the 40. 2. Chuck Noll, Terry Bradshaw, Franco Harris, Preston Pearson, Frenchie Fuqua, Shanklin, McMacken, and Lewis are the receivers. Wow. The Steelers team. They are a AAA defense. We are a AAA defense. We do have a better offense than this particular Steelers team. Here we go. But right there, the Steelers hold their own and force Blanda into a long kick, and it amounts to nothing. Steelers, they're going to pound the rock versus the pass. So the Raiders backpedal to protect themselves deep for some reason, and they're going to get a bonus. So they're running. Normally, they will be running on the D chart, but because they caught us in the wrong D, they're going to run on the C chart. 26 is going to be a run for 4. Their point of attack's -1, so they're going to get 3. 1, 2, 3. Remember, this is what killed Pittsburgh against us in the first game. That -1 really slowed down their running game. But the key is patience. You got to be patient if you're going to run well. Run versus pass. 24. They're looking at the C chart again. 24 is going to be another run for 1 yard. 3rd and 6. 3rd and 6. What will Chuck Noll do? He's going to run the ball versus pass. Raiders drop back. We're going to get caught with our pants down. 52 is going to be 3 minus 1, so 1, 2. 4th down and 1, 2, 3, 4. Chuck Noll on his own 46 will punt. Their punt net is 34. 10, 20, 30. 1, 2, 3, 4. Atkinson fumbled the punt against the yesterday. Well, it was yesterday for me, but last week in our fictional world of replay. But yesterday morning when I played the Bronco game, Atkinson fumbled the punt. So I'm going to be careful on trying to return these kicks. All right, so Pittsburgh has to punt. Raiders have the ball 1st and 10 on their own 20 to start the next drive. And it's going to be a run versus base. So we're going to look at C, 61, 2 yards for the Raiders, 1, 2. And again, remember, 1, 2. And remember, the Raiders have a 0 point of attack roll. Run versus run 30. We're looking at D chart now, 36. It's going to be a run for 5 yards. 3rd down. So again, both these teams pounding the rock in early 1970s. Run versus run, 61 is 2 yards for the Raiders. A 1, 2, not enough. 4th and 1. We will punt. And the Raiders punt average is 45. That was a big deal. I forgot about that. 10, 20, 30, 45. They cannot return it. So the Raiders, Ray Guy, Hall of Fame punter, flips the field. And Steelers take over here midway through the 1st. It's going to be a run versus balance, 63. 63 is a run for 3 yards. 1, 2, 3. Remember, that's the killer for Pittsburgh, that -1 point of attack adjustment. It's going to be pass. Terry Bradshaw drops back against the run. 45 is going to be complete. And they're using the D charts. Complete to Shanklin. 36, very nice. 36 going to be a catch for 10. Plus 1, 11 yards. 10, 11. 1st down at the 40. Terry Bradshaw on a 2nd down. Straight drop back pass. I'm going to put that plus 1 in there to remind me. So 1st down for Pittsburgh. Pass versus balance. 56 is complete. Look at this. 13 is 2 yards. So he dumps it down to Franco Harris for 2-yard catch. Franco out of the backfield gets 2, 2nd down. It's going to be run versus run, 64. It's going to be a run for 4 yards. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3rd down. And 1, 2, 3, 4. 3rd and 4. Chuck Noll's going to hand it off versus balance. Raiders playing safe. 33 is going to be a run for 1, -1. Nowhere. Franco Harris hammered. And they will punt again. 10, 20, 34. Pinning the Raiders at the 20 again. Final drive of the 1st quarter. Again, this is the playoffs, baby. Everything on the line. The Raiders are looking forward to next week to face the Dolphins, but they got to somehow beat the Steelers first. It's going to be run versus run. 16, not good. 2 yards for the Raiders. 1, 2, 2nd down and 8. It's a grinding out performance. It's going to be run versus balance. 64 for the Raiders. It's going to be a run for 6 yards. 5, 6, 3rd and 2. 3rd and 2. What will John Madden and company call? Pass versus pass. Drop back. 41 is going to be incomplete. What a brilliant call. Defense 41 batted away. 4th down. The Raiders have to punt again. 45 yards. 10, 20, 30, 45. Pins them at the 27. And the gun sounds wrapping up the 1st quarter of action. Steelers 0, Raiders 0 in a dogfight here in Oakland, Alameda County Coliseum. In the playoffs, the Steelers lost earlier in the season in this same situation on the road in Oakland. It was 15-3 as the Raiders had to settle for 5 field goals to pull that game out. The Steelers had trouble running. They're not doing great here, but let's find out. It's going to be run versus balance. 45, brilliant call for Chuck Noll's, Terry Bradshaw and Chuck Noll. 45 is going to be a run for 3 yards. 1, 2, 3. If they can just keep up those 3-yard averages, they're going to do better. Run versus pass, 43. Here we go. Looking at the C chart, 43 is going to be a run for 2. 1, 2. 3rd and 5. I don't know. I'm not calling the plays on this unless it's an obvious situation. They're going to go ahead and pass. And the Raiders expect them to run with Franco. Must be the lineup. Maybe they put in a double tight or something. Terry Bradshaw drops back to pass looking for McMakin. 63 might be complete for Terry Bradshaw. We are in the wrong defense, so he's throwing on the C chart. 63 on the C chart is a completion. Terry Bradshaw completes it to the tight end for 36 and be a catch for 11 yards in the first. 10-11 up to the 43. And Terry Bradshaw gives his tight end a nod as he comes back to the huddle. Great catch. Terry, hand it off. The Raiders backpedal. 13, not going to be a good run, though. Wrong defense for us, so they're running on the C chart, but I rolled a 13. It's going to be a loss of 1. Unfortunately, second down as Preston Pearson tripped up. 14, it's going to be run versus run. Fumble loss. So Pittsburgh, who fumbles this? Pearson. So back-to-back carries, 1 a loss. This time Pearson gets the pitch out. Fumble loss. The Raiders take over right there. That is huge because the Raiders now only a few yards away from kicking a field goal. What will Stabler do? Run versus pass. So Stabler shows something that Pittsburgh expects a pass. It's going to be a run on the B charts for the big bad Raiders. 64 is going to be 6+0, 6 yards. We're down to the 36 and in field goal range for the one and only Blanda, who's missed the kick already today. Pass versus base. The Raiders drop back. They're going to catch him in a base defense. 44 is complete. He dumps it down to Hubbard in the flat. Hubbard comes out of the backfield on a catch for 6, 7 yards in a first. 5, 6, 7, down to the 29. And the Raider fans on their feet roaring as they find room from Hubbard out of the backfield. Run versus run. Marv Hubbard gets a carry. It's going to be 32. It's a run for 1 yard for Hubbard down to the 28. The Raiders pounding the rock. It's going to be run versus pass. Pitch out to Davis, 54. Got him in the wrong defense. It's going to be a run for 5 more. 3rd and 1, 2, 3, 4. 3rd and 4. Run versus pass. Steelers aren't going to let him throw a cheap pass. So run versus pass. We get him in the wrong defense. 36 might be a first down. 36 is 3 yards. 1, 2, 3, not enough. 4th and 1. The Steelers played it perfectly. Took away Stabler's option. The Raiders forced to run, and then the Steelers wrap them up with Mean Joe Green, White, Holmes, Russell, Ham, Toes. Unbelievable. Blunt coming up to help out. Wow. 4th and 1. We are in field goal range. At the 20, I don't think the 20 is an automatic make here for my B kicker. Blanda on B on 20 is 1-5. So do not roll a 6, and Blanda will give us the lead. We got it. Blanda, 27-yard field goal, and it is 0-3. Raiders take a lead here midway through the second, 3-0. Returned out to the 22 for Edwards. Out to the, that would be Herm Edwards, by the way. Herm Edwards, of course, went on to become a head coach in this league. So Herm Edwards returns that out to the, let me double check, the 22, yep. All right, here we go. So Terry Bradshaw is going to hand it off versus a vanilla defense. 42 on the D charts for the Steelers. This is what kills the Steelers, is this, their running game against my defense has just killed them. 42 is going to be a run, though, for 1 yard. So Harris gets a carry up the gut for 1. It's going to be a run again versus run. 61. They're on the F chart thanks to that. That's going to be a run for 1. So Franco Harris, second carry in a row, 3rd and 8. Now, in this situation, we're going to pass, 3rd and 8. And the Raiders would be in a pass defense. So pass versus pass. It's going to be complete. So he's going to dump it out to Lewis, the flanker. And Lewis is going to catch this ball for 42, adding 1 to theirs. 42, they're going to catch it for 4 plus, F. It's going to be a catch for 4 plus 1, 5 yards, and it is 4th down. They will have to punt. So far, the Raiders controlling this game, 10, 20, 34. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pins us to 37. I will not attempt a return because we will not give away a cheap turnover to the Steelers on a special teams play. All right, here it is, the Raiders' final drive here in the final 4 minutes of the half. And Pittsburgh will get a drive. It's going to be the Raiders. Ken Stabler, play action, drop back. 54 is complete. He's looking down the field for Sinai. 53. It's a catch for 7 plus 1, 8 yards. 5, 6, 7, and 8. 2nd and 2. Great call for Stabler on a quick out route to Sinai. It's going to be pass versus base. 15 for the Raiders. Not good. Pass base 15 incomplete. 3rd down and 2. Raiders will run here. And the Steelers were going to take it away. So it's run versus run on 3rd down. Oh, and the Raiders aren't going to get the 1st down here. It's going to be a D chart 13 nowhere. Raiders hammered Hubbard. They thought Hubbard could plow ahead on that left side. Didn't get it. We're going to punt. 10, 20, 30, 45. We pin them at the 10. So it's a coffin corner punt. Steelers take over. Final drive of the 1st half. Raiders winning in Oakland in the playoffs 3-0. It's going to be run versus base, 26. Going to run for 3 yards, 1, 2, 3. Frenchie Fuqua gets a 3-yard carry around the end. It's going to be pass versus base, 24 for Terry Bradshaw. 24 is complete to Frenchie Fuqua out of the backfield of Frenchie. 64 is a catch for 11 and a first, 10-11. Frenchie was a wily little speedy back. Outstanding. Fuqua, nice. It's going to be a run versus run defense. 46 on the D chart for Pittsburgh. 46, though, is 4 yards. Franco Harris churns out between the tackle and the center for a 4-yard game. It's going to be run versus pass. Caught the Raiders napping on C charts. 35. They're getting their running game going. 35 is a run for 2. 1, 2. Franco Harris with a 2-yard carry, 3rd and 4. It's going to be pass versus pass, 66. 34, I think, is going to be complete on the F charts. 34 is complete. That's going to be complete to Preston Pearson out of the backfield for 25 for 6 plus 1, 7 and a first, 5, 6, 7. The fans here in Oakland can't believe it. As a tight spiral out into the flat to Pearson. Pearson catches it in a screen and weaves through traffic up to the 37-yard line. This drive started at the Pittsburgh 10. And folks, they've moved it out to the 37. It's going to be pass versus pass. 32 should be incomplete. Might be a sack. Pass versus pass is incomplete. 2nd down. Bradshaw with just a straight drop back pass. Nobody home. It's going to be run versus run. 24 on the F charts. Not going to be good for Pittsburgh here. Run versus run, 24. It's going to be a run for 1 yard. Franco Harris gets a dive play. 3rd and 9. It's going to be pass versus pass in this situation. It's the final drive of the half. They're both going to be prepared for this. Bradshaw drops back. Not going to go well. 14 is going to be incomplete. Bradshaw throws it deep down the field to Shanklin. And they're going to have to punt the ball away. 10, 20, 30, 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to go ahead and risk this because it's the final punt return of the half. We could take it back to the house, and we will not. And that's it, folks. Steelers 0, Raiders 3 at halftime. This is a absolute... This is what happens when 2 AAA defenses come head-to-head. And again, the Raiders have a solid offense, but Steelers hold them down. The Raiders' brilliant defense against the offense. You can see why the Steelers have struggled so mightily to score on the Raiders in the last 2 games. All right, Pittsburgh with the ball coming out of the tunnel. Again, Chuck Noll's going to educate them as he did last time. Listen, guys, we're in this game. Just play your game and let Stabler and company make a mistake. Don't do anything foolish, and hope that'll get it done. Last time, that was working well. Until the Raiders, were kicking those field goals. But Chuck Noll is going to play smart. They're going to return it out to the 22, and he's going to continue to do the same thing as he counsels his quarterback, Terry Bradshaw here. All right, Bradshaw goes to work. So run versus base, 35. Run versus base. That means the Steelers get to use their normal D, but -1, 35. He's going to run for 2 yards. So Franco, again, yardage running against this Raider team is not easy. Run versus pass. This time they caught him in the wrong D, but the Raiders, unfortunately, it's a poor execution. They're going to run for nothing. 3rd down. Steelers hammer Frenchie in the backfield. It is 3rd and long. They will have to pass. The Raiders will be in a pass defense. And let's see if Bradshaw can get it. 32. No, I'm afraid that might be incomplete. Yeah. 32. Incomplete. Almost a sack. 4th down as the Raider defense has just absolutely put a stranglehold on Pittsburgh. 10, 20, 34. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. Raiders filled it at their own 42. And here we go. What will the snake do? Run versus base. 25. 25 for the Raiders. He lowers his head, picks up 3. 1, 2, 3. 2nd down and 7. Again, so far we've automated every single roll of the game except a couple of 3rd and long plays. Run versus run, 16. Raiders on the D chart run for 2 more. 1, 2, 3rd and 5. I will roll for Kenny Stabler and company. They will run. Run versus pass. 14 on the B chart ain't going to be enough. 14 is 2 more yards. So Hubbard gets the carry out to the Oakland 49. They will have to punt. However, that'll pin them 10, 20, 30, 45. They are pinned at the 6. Coffin corner punt for the one and only Ray Guy. And the Steelers in the midway through the 3rd are starting from their own 6. Let's see what Bradshaw can do. Pass versus run. Bradshaw catches him the wrong D. It's complete. Bradshaw finds Shanklin for 8 yards. 5, 6, 7, and 8. Second. I mean, I really think Steelers would do better to pass a little more. Pass versus pass. 64 is complete. He's going to find Harris out of the backfield. No, Harris 21. 21 is a drop. Franco drops a 3rd and 2 pass at his knees. I can see Terry throw that a little too low, and Franco can't quite twist his body and get low enough to reel that in. It comes off his palms. 3rd and 1, 2. They don't run well enough for me to make this a guaranteed run. I'm going to roll the dice. If the Steelers had a +1 point of attack roll here, I would let them run. But to be honest, they don't run well, so I think we're going to go ahead and roll. See what they call. Yep, Terry Bradshaw, and the Raiders do backpedal. 34 might still be complete for Terry. Bradshaw dropping back. 34 complete to Frenchie Fuqua out of the backfield. And 31 is going to be a catch for 1 +1, 2 yards and a 1st down. Fuqua just gets enough. As the Raiders chip his hip, he spins around out of bounds and they signal 1st down. The Raider fans don't like it. John Madden in the ear of the referee. That is a bad spot. You can see Madden stomping his foot. Bad spot. It was here, not here. And doesn't matter. What's the old saying? Shut up, fat boy. Steelers got a 1st down. Here it goes. 36. Run versus pass. Steelers get a bonus here. Oh, but they execute poorly. Loss of 1. Whoops. Loss of 1. The Raiders were here. Yeah, loss of 1 to the 15. 2nd down and 11. We're going to roll. And it will be a pass versus run. So the Raiders anticipate a draw play to a run for Franco. 32 is going to be incomplete. 32 is incomplete for Terry Bradshaw. 3rd down, it's going to be pass here versus pass. And they need Terry to get it done. 35 is complete. Out of the backfield to Preston Pearson for 64. Preston Pearson with a catch. 64 is 10 + 1, 11. 10, 11, 1st down, a 3rd down conversion for Terry. As they have played great passes against these linebackers into the flats, into those open green pastures, and they let their backs turn and run. Here we go. It's going to be a run versus run, 63. We're looking at the D charts. 63 for them is a run for 3 yards. Franco, 1, 2, 3, up to the 29. Franco Harris likes that block. And the Steelers not going to die an easy death. Pass versus pass, 24. Oh, I don't know. This might be complete. 24 is incomplete. 3rd and long. It's going to be pass versus pass again. Can Terry get it done? Yep, 36 is complete. This one to the tight end, McMacken, for 62. I don't know if that's going to be enough. 62 is a catch for 6 + 1, 7 yards, 5, 6, 7. 1st down, Terry Bradshaw. 3 3rd down pass conversions in a row. This one an out route to his tight end, McMacken. And a 1st down, Terry Bradshaw from the 6 out to the 36 with 3 3rd down pass completions, converting firsts. What a drive. What's so important about this is not that it'll lead to points, but that it'll put the Raiders in a situation they can't get another cheap field goal. Field position is the crux of professional football. It's the crux of rugby. I think it's the crux of soccer. Just harder to see in soccer, but in rugby and pro ball, field position still is the number one tactic teams should be focused on to improve their odds of success. Getting out to the 36, even if they have to punt the ball, that keeps the Raiders from a cheap chip shot field goal. And again, if the Raiders turn it over there into the field, it's a different ball game. It's a run versus pass, 22. They're going to be running on that. Oh, 1-1 nowhere, second down. Franco Harris stuffed at the line. It's going to be run versus base, 23. 23 is a run for 1-1 is nowhere, third down. They don't have a choice. They got to let Terry go to work again. Pass versus pass. Bradshaw's been perfect. No, this time I think it's picked off. 12. 12 is picked off by our cornerbacks. Bradshaw, he'd been playing with fire this whole drive. Third down passes is going to be a coverage interception by 4. That's going to be Thomas. Skip Thomas, Dr. Death, who had almost a pick 6 return a couple of weeks ago. If I roll a 1, it's a ginormous return for the Raiders. No, it's going to be 20 yards downfield. So 10, 10, 20. So he throws a bomb downfield, and it's picked off and returned back to the Raider 44. That was almost not as good as a punt, but that's going to turn out to not hurt Pittsburgh so much. The Raiders in the third quarter, final drive for them. It's going to be run versus run. 11 is a fumble. What? Who fumbled the ball away? Oh, and Davis. He did this last week against Denver, and it cost us. Fumble lost. Can you believe it? That's what Chuck Noll counseled his Steelers about at halftime. Just do what you do. The Raiders will make a mistake. We got to capitalize when they do. Terry Bradshaw trots onto the field. The Raider fans beside themselves as Clarence Davis has coughed the ball up on the Raider 44, and Terry Bradshaw and company go to work. Final drive of the third. They need a field goal to tie it. It's a run versus pass, 22. Nowhere. Franco Harris gets nothing. The Raider front 7, unbelievable. It's going to be run versus run, 42 on the F chart. You're going to get nothing here, too. 1 yard. 3rd and 9. Damn, they cannot run against the Raiders. Pass versus pass. He'll be looking for Lewis down the field. 34, I think, is complete, actually. 34 is complete underneath to Lewis. Can he turn it into a first down? I don't think so. 43 is 5 plus 1, 6-yard catch, 5-6, but they're in field goal range, 4th down. Holy cow. Jarella out onto the field. 1-4. So if I roll a 5 or a 6, he misses. If I roll anything but a 5 or a 6, he'll tie the game. And it's good. Oh, Jarella. I think that's Jarella. It's not Gurrella, it's Jarella. 37, 44-yard game-tying field goal. Exclamation point. 3-3 to end the third. The Steelers have found a way to hang in the third, take the ball away, and Gurrella hits a clutch kick. Fourth quarter, Oakland with the ball. It is 3-3. The fourth quarter of a brilliant 1970s campaign. Kenny Stabler is starter of the Raiders. Can he win his first playoff game in his career? Let us find out. Oh, my God. He's already headed to the Pro Bowl, folks. He had a good season for a first-year starter. Here we go. What will the Raiders do? They're going to run the ball versus base. So it's going to be base. That means the Raiders get their normal call. See, it's 1 and 5. It's going to be a run for 2 yards. 1-2. Hubbard snakes ahead for a simple 2-yard gain. Run versus run, 36 on the D chart. It's going to be a run for 5 more. 3rd down and 1, 2, 3. 3rd and 3. What will Stabler do? He's going to run versus run. 13. Pop! Nowhere. 4th down. Can you believe it? They're going to have to punt. But fortunately, they have the one and only Ray Guy, a 45-yard net, 10, 20, 30, 45. Pins him at the 21. But Terry Bradshaw has only 2 possessions left to get something. The Raiders have 2 left as well. Here we go. Can the Steelers get something in the next 2 drives? It's going to be a run versus pass. They got the Raiders in the right defense. 54 is going to be a run for 4 yards. Franco pounds it out to the 25. Franco Harris. It's going to be pass versus run. They caught him, but 16 might be bad. 16 is incomplete. 3rd down. I'm going to roll. Well, they actually got to get something here. They need 5, 6. They need 6 yards. They're going to pass. The Raiders would be in a safety pass. So pass versus pass. They need Bradshaw to complete this. 34 is complete. Dumps it down to Preston Pearson for 46. Can you believe it? 46 is huge. 12 yards. 10, 11, 12. The Steelers get a first. The crowd mumbling and grumbling as somehow Terry Bradshaw on every 3rd down, except for that one interception, has found a way. It's going to be pass. Oh, they caught him flat-footed, but I don't think it's complete. 42 is incomplete. He had a wide open Shanklin down the sideline. Bradshaw missed him. That's too bad. It's going to be pass versus pass. 63 is complete. Bradshaw getting it done on these 2nd downs, 3rd downs. This one to McMacken. 63. 63 is a catch for 11 and a first. Uh-oh, folks. Bradshaw in the 4th quarter. He only gets 2 possessions to try to take the lead. He just converts a 1st down strike to McMacken. Pass versus pass. Oh, Bradshaw, 32 is incomplete. Yes, it is. 2nd down and 10. Here we go. Bradshaw, nope, hands it off to Franco. If it's the base defense, that's not a bad call. But it's 51. That's not good execution. 2 1-yard for Franco. 3rd and 9. They don't have no choice. Again, Bradshaw knows what he's got to do. Everybody on the planet in the 4th knows what Bradshaw has to do. He's going to pass. 46 is complete. Dumps it down to Franco in the flat. Franco off to the races. 55. He's going to go for 10 and a first. Franco Harris, the crowd here in Oakland, now getting loud and angry. Can't believe it. A screen pass to Franco for 11 and a 1st down. Franco Harris and the Steelers threatening the Raiders early in the 4th. Pass versus base. Terry in a drop back pass. 43. Can he complete it? Yes, dumps it down to Preston Pearson for 36. Pearson goes for another 11. They're down to the 30. The crowd here stunned. And Terry Bradshaw has been brilliant. Unbelievable. They're in field goal range. They've got to be very careful. A field goal gives them the lead in the 4th quarter. They must be careful. Oh, run. Thank God that wasn't a fumble. 34 is a run for negative, I think. A run. 12 is loss of 1. Man, that was close to a fumble. Oh, my God. Franco Harris pounded in the backfield. Ball bobbles. But he rakes it in between his knees, covers it up. 2nd and long. It's going to be run versus run, 42. They're in trouble now. They're getting predictable. 42 is a run for 1. Franco gets it back. 3rd down. I don't think we're going to pass it here because they want to get the field goal. That would give them the lead. So I think they're going to go with a run. It's going to be a run, and the Raiders couldn't afford to not roll. In reality, the Raiders wouldn't call a run defense here, but they wouldn't necessarily go pass defense. So I'm going to roll for the Raider D. But there's no doubt Chuck Noll's setting up for Gorella to hit another field goal. Jarella. It's going to be base 53. Running on the D chart. 53 is a run for 3, -1, 2 yards, 1-2 to the 28. And Jarella trots out on the field. The Raider fans roaring, wanting desperately to upset the balance here. 28. 1-5. If I roll a 6, Jarella chokes. No, he's going to make the game. He takes the lead. Jarella with a 35-yard field goal. 6-3. The Raiders have the 2 possessions remaining. They return it out to the 27. And I will not attempt to return this for a touchdown. I'm going to save that for their final possession on a punt or something. That might be how we'll get the game-winning play, but I'm not going to do it now in case we turn it over. The Raiders have 2 possessions left. Pittsburgh has 1 more left. Pittsburgh has just taken the lead on a 35-yard field goal. Unbelievable. That is just unbelievable. Can you believe it? The Steelers may come in here and upset the Raiders. in the playoffs. Oh, man. Run versus pass. So they're playing it safe. They're going to let the Raiders have wiggle room. So the Raiders are up on a chart. 34. The Raiders lower their head, pick up 3 yards. 1, 2, 3. Second and 7. Come on, Raiders. It's going to be run versus pass. 51. They're not giving the Raiders any room to throw. 2 yards. They know that Ken Stabler would be the guy that's going to break their back. They're going to let the Raiders pound the rock. Right? Raiders, 3rd and 5. What will we do? Pass. Pass versus, caught the defense, expecting a simple play. 56 is complete. We're going to dump this down to Davis. Davis goes 43. 43 is 5 plus 1, 6 in the first. The Raiders dump it to their back. Clarence Davis, who fumbled earlier in the game, gets a catch and run for a first down. Run versus pass. So we've got the Steelers guessing. That's beautiful. 23. 23 is a run for 1 yard. Up to the 39 for Hubbard. What a game. Run versus pass. Again, they're not letting Stabler throw the ball. That's what that they're just saying, listen, go ahead and run. We got the lead. We're going to force you to eat clock. It's genius. So Chuck Noll's basically saying, hey, man, just don't give him cheap shit. 36. It's going to be a run for 3 yards. 1, 2, 3. Smith gets a 3-yard run. It is 3rd and 6. And it is run versus pass. Oh, picked off. Stabler. No, say it ain't so. Stabler on a drop back pass throws an INT. Oh no, what did I say? Not interception, fumble. Excuse me. Well, it might be a Stabler fumble. No, it's a Dave. So Davis fumbles again. Sorry, that wasn't a pass. Davis fumble lost right there. The good thing about a fumble is they can't return it for big yardage. So they get the ball at the line of scrimmage. So they can't lose yardage, but they can't get any good yardage. And that's huge. Davis with his 2nd fumble lost. Steelers with their final possession could add to their lead and put this game on ice. Run versus base. 45. I cannot believe it. We have just fumbled the ball away. 45 for the Steelers is a run for 3. Franco Harris 1, 2, 3. 2nd and 7. Matter of fact, we're going to run the ball. There's no reason that they would throw the ball here. The Raiders will play run defense. So it's going to be F charts. Franco Harris, 43 is going to be 2. Minus 1 is 1 yard for Franco. 3rd down. They're going to run again versus run. And it's going to be 46. Oh, good call. 4 more yards. 1, 2, 3, 4. Franco Harris makes it 4th and 2. However, this is all about Jarrella getting another kick would put this game almost away unless the Raiders score a touchdown. Can you believe it? The final drive of the game is going to be to win it. 34. So again, as long as I don't roll a 5 or a 6, Jarrella will add to their lead. Yep, and he bangs it through a perfect kick right down the middle. 41-yard, I'm going to say game-winning field goal because I think it may end up being that 9-3. So the Raiders beat the Steelers at home earlier in the year 15-3. Here the Steelers are beating the Raiders 9-3. It's been slugfest field goals, and it's been all about making the right coaching decisions on field position. The Raiders get the ball. I am going to roll for the kick return. If I roll a 66, the Raiders will win this game 10-9 on a kick return. 63, no, but he does a nice job shaking a leg and gives the Steeler fans a little bit of a heart murmur there. Here we go. Raiders are going to have to put the ball in the air. It's going to be passes. The Steelers are not going to not let them. So it's going to be pass versus pass for the remainder of the game. Can Stabler in the final drive of the game find a way on the D charts? No, we're on the F charts. Oh my Lord, on the F charts to win this game. Here we go. Stabler drops back. 33 is incomplete. 2nd down. Stabler looking for Sinai. 15 incomplete. 3rd down and long. Raiders looking for Bolitnikov. 53. That might be complete. Nope. Batted away. 4th and long. Final play of the game is a Hail Mary. If I roll a 66, this will be a Hail Mary for 11-66. And it is 61, incomplete, dies on the vine, turnover on downs, end of game. Folks, Raider fans can't believe it. They sit stunned, as does John Madden, standing on the sidelines, dumbfounded and stone-faced, cannot believe that Jarella scored 9 points in the second half, shutting the Raiders out. The Steelers win 9-3. They go to 10-5 and on to Miami. The Raiders fall to 10-4-1 and go home. And that wraps up my 1973 Ken Stabler replay. Somehow, some way, the Steelers reverse fortunes after the Raiders squeak by them. So this will be a loss. They will lose 3-9. The Raiders will go to 10-4-1, and the Steelers will advance to face the Dolphins. Wow, unbelievable season here in my replay. So to recap, Stabler, I just replayed the games that Stabler when he took over as a starter. He had a brilliant run, went 9 wins, 1 loss, 1 tie. He had 1 touchdown less than he had in real life, but he also had 1 interception less than he had in real life, but the ratio almost identical. 1,800 yards would still make the Pro Bowl on a run like 9-1-1 Pro Bowl run, no doubt about it. Not enough bad here that they wouldn't have. Actually finished with a better record by a half a game than they did in real life. However, unlike real life, the Steelers come into our house because we beat them in the regular season 15-3, and they beat us 9-3. Unbelievable. The total score between these two teams was 18-12. The Raiders would have a +6 point advantage if you tally them, but they lost the most important game, which was a win or go home, or win and stay home. And now the Raiders get to go home, shower, go directly home, and think about the next year. This was so much what Raider fans went through in the 70s. Great teams who were bridesmaids. They just couldn't get over the hump. They would lose to these brilliant teams like the Dolphins and the Steelers. But there was a time where the Raiders finally got over the hump and won the Super Bowl against the Vikings. To just have Denver take away a back-to-back chance in 77 on a fumble at the goal line, or I should say a fumble, an uncalled fumble at the goal line. And that's how the Broncos in 77 beat the Raiders to go to their first Super Bowl and get hammered by the Cowboys. Unbelievable. This has been the Parallax Football Complete. My very first full project done. Once the game was finished, the full project done. I can say unequivocally, without a doubt, this felt great. Looks, again, almost perfect outcome for as far as still rolling dice and playing the games out. And again, we had a slugfest against the Steelers. Somehow the Steelers found a way, thanks to 2 Davis fumbles, to win the ballgame. By the way, Blanda missed a kick in the first drive of the game. That's killer, man. But there you have it, folks. That's Parallax Football complete and done. I'll probably come back and play other games, but I wanted to complete this project here. Since the release of the game, this is kind of the debut project of Parallax Football for the community. And everybody out there have a wonderful week. And stay tuned for more baseball and more stuff upcoming. Good day.